Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I know I've been awful bubbly and happy on this trip. After all, I'm in Asia for the first time in a long time. I'm in Disneyland, but we do have to talk about something not so nice today. Sad news for the Royal Caribbean family today, as a crew member on the Rhapsody of the Seas went overboard and was discovered and tried to be resuscitated to no avail. It happened this week. He was talking to his family this very day of, said, well, I'll talk to you later, and that was the last time they heard from him. The cruise ship itself, they were alerted to him going over. They dropped the boats, they stopped the ship immediately, but as you know, a cruise ship doesn't stop on a dime. It takes a little while to stop, and by the time they were able to lower the rescue boats and the authorities got there, it was too late, but they did their best to revive the gentleman. He leaves behind a wife and two children. And I think a lot of the times when we think about these situations, we forget about the families that are still at home. We tend to think of these as younger people on a cruise ship, away from home. They might be sons and daughters, but they're not leaving behind loved ones and children in like their own. And in this case, he was the breadwinner, the provider for his family, and now that family is without. His uncle, who happens to work for the cruise line as well, said that he's a very hard-working young man. There's no sign that anything was happening. He had been promoted quite a few times in the last little while, so things were looking really, really good for him, and he was a very hard worker according to everyone that has talked about it so far. So he doesn't understand what happened here. He doesn't think it was self-inflicted. He thinks it was an accident, and he just doesn't believe that he could have done this. And I'd like to believe that as well, but as you all know, I've lived through something like that personally within the last 5 years. Someone that just looks like the happiest person in the world, and you talk to almost on a daily basis, and something like that happens, and you never see it coming sometimes, and it's tragic when it happens, and you always think back, what could I have done? And most of the time it's nothing, because it's nothing you're doing, because you don't know what's going on with the people, and unless they tell you and talk to you about it, you will never know sometimes, and it's not a very fun thing to think about it. So condolences to the family, two young kids and a wife left behind. It just draws attention to, these aren't all college students working on cruise ships. These are families. These are somebody's husbands and wives, mothers, daughters, sons. It's just not, some random person out there who's all by themselves and is untouched by anybody. There's family involved. So again, condolences go out there, and I hope the family draws together. I hope you appreciate this update, and until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.